baby. So thinking a lot more now about what it will take to be quote-unquote ready for a baby, and of course there's plenty of debate for if one can ever be ready for a baby, but we're at 12 weeks now until my wife would be not considered having a preemie, so I would like to think that within 12 weeks we can get everything done that we need to in order to feel at least pseudo-prepared for what's to come, the craziness and madness and life-changingness of what's to come. 12 weeks, that's 12 more episodes. That's less than the number of episodes I've done so far. So today, because I just needed a day off since I just got back from DC and couldn't really go be doing a bunch of chores today, I thought it would at least be useful to make a list of like the things that we think we need to get done and buy and put on a baby registry over the next 12 weeks. And so I'll just read you some of these things and feel free to tell me if you think we're missing something. Some registry items we're thinking of: stroller, cloth diapers, disposable diapers, baby clothes, bottles, nipples for the bottles, baby spoons, dishes, baby food maker, baby food maybe if it's, you know, can baby food come like cat food in a totally non-perishable way? I don't know, I'll have to look into that. Baby toys, baby med kit, baby emergency kit, diaper cream, Dr. Bronner's baby soap, a jumpy swing thing, a baby rocky pod, baby sheets, burp cloths, blanket, toilet guard, sunscreen, baby carrier, baby backpack, baby books, couple changing pads, reusable wipes, nursing cover, nursing tanks. Ha! Does that make sense for some stuff that we might want? And then for stuff that we don't need to necessarily buy, but stuff that needs to be done and just requires time, we came up with 5 hours, we think. Cleaning out Liz's office, which we think was going to become the nursery, 5 hours, we think. Doing a childbirth class, which is going to be a single 8-hour session on June 13th. 8 hours, practicing various things, the whole, you know, birthing process and going through baby stuff and how to hold a baby properly and all the stuff that just needs some practice, especially when it comes to someone like Sadie, who is going to need to get used to us having all of our attention on another object. So we're going to have, I don't know, a doll or something and just pretend to be really focused on this doll a little bit every night and try to get Sadie comfortable with that idea. Since, you know, already if we focus too much on the cats, Sadie gets really upset. And it's one thing, of course, for her to just be upset, but of course we certainly don't want Sadie to ever be aggressive or, you know, mad or behaving in any kind of negative way toward the baby. So hopefully we can get her used to that. 6 hours, we think, to baby-proof things. You know, I don't know if that involves wrapping things in bubble wrap, but just basically making sure there's no sharp corners, nothing where the baby can hurt itself, climb up and fall down, anything like that. 2 hours to practice with strollers, baby carriers, car seat, anything like that that the baby's gonna have to be getting in and out of and being able to do that efficiently, probably with one hand. In the long run, I think that'll save a lot of time and frustration. A couple hours to pack hospital bags, because of course, you know, a labor can take a very long time, so it's important to have food, clothing, you know, maybe books, anything to help pass the time and anything that can help to de-stress that potentially very stressful time period. 5 hours to set up a birth plan, and of course anyone I think that's read any books about birthing knows that you can make all the birth plans you want, and sometimes things are just going to happen a certain way, but it's still very useful to have a birth plan and know if given the choice and given the option and if everything's going smoothly, we do want to have this, we don't want to have this, you know, we don't want to have an epidural, we do want to have a natural birth, whatever the case may be, it's good to have all that worked out. So 5 hours to figure that out. 1 hour figuring out what pictures and what kind of documentation we want to take in the hospital. This is an important thing to discuss ahead of time. You don't want to just be snapping pictures and filming things left and right during this whole process in the hospital. It's good to have a record, but we should have worked out and decided beforehand what things specifically we want to have a record of. When do we take pictures, when not? And of course, the thing that'll probably take the most time, just in pure amount of time, will be actually setting up the nursery, the room that is going to be where the baby is spending most of its time, everything from whatever furniture is going to be in there to all the, you know, diaper changing stations and whatever we're going to set up to make that a room that is going to be good for the baby. We're going to move one of the chairs from the living room in there, and it's a nice rocking chair and should be comfortable, and if, you know, I need to sit there for 8 hours until a baby falls asleep, I want to be comfortable. So we want it to be a good space for the baby, good space for us. There's going to be a lot of time in there. There's probably going to be all sorts of weird fluids that end up on the walls and on the floor. So, you know, just prepping that for a all-purpose baby space. I wonder if anyone's tarped down a baby nursery the way that, you know, Dexter might tarp down a kill. It just seems like a really clean, efficient way to, you know, dispose of things very quickly that you might not want to deal with. I bet there's a market for something like that. Who knows? Anyway, that's where we ended up with what we're thinking of for that kind of prep work in terms of purchasing and preparing things. If you think we forgot anything big, let me know. And I'm also happy to just debate childcaring, you know, feelings with you. So that's fine too.